Welcome to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Thank you for joining us once again. You know, most of us know someone with cancer. Now, thanks to advances in research, there are nearly 17 million cancer survivors here in the United States today, and nearly half of them have survived for 10 or more years since their diagnosis. However, many of these folks still feel uncertain about the future as they cope with the mental, emotional, and physical effects of the disease. Now, there's a program called Survivorship Today, What It's Like to Live with Cancer, that aims to help people understand the realities that people affected by cancer face every day. Actor Sterling K. Brown is narrating this series by Bristol-Myers Squibb, which tells the story of cancer survivors across the country. Joining us now are Shelley Fuld Nasso, CEO of the National Coalition for Cancer Survivorship, and Justin Birckbichler, a 28-year-old survivor featured in the series. Welcome to the program, both Shelley and Justin.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to be here.
Thank you both for taking the time today. Justin, what is the Survivorship Today program, and why was it important for you to get involved?
So the Survivorship Today program is a series of video interviews with various different cancer survivors, sharing their stories, their unique challenges, and how they've worked to overcome some of those challenges throughout the survivorship phase of their cancer experience. It was really important for me to get involved with this program because I realized that after facing cancer at 25, I was starting to feel very isolated, and I didn't want anyone else to feel that way because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes of what it means to be a cancer survivor and live beyond cancer, and it's a conversation that we need to be having more. So I've been honored to join with Bristol-Myers Squibb to be a patient ambassador, to share my story and help highlight the stories of others through the Survivorship Today program.
Now, Shelley, when your organization was founded, cancer survivorship was a fairly new concept, and in many ways still is a new concept. How has cancer survivorship and care kind of changed over the past 10 years or so?
Right. When our organization was founded in 1986, people who had cancer were still considered cancer victims. And a group of cancer survivors got together and formed the National Coalition for Cancer Survivorship. And they decided they really wanted to change the way we talk about cancer and that they wanted to be considered survivors. They really created the concept of cancer survivorship. And over the last 10 years, we've seen so many advances in cancer treatment. We have, as you said, almost 17 million cancer survivors in this country now. And there's been a much better understanding of the effects of cancer treatment on someone both physically and mentally and emotionally. We're doing a better job of recognizing that and supporting cancer survivors after they finish their cancer treatment and really providing cancer survivorship care following their treatments. But I think we still have a long way to go because, as Justin said, it's very isolating when you finish cancer treatment. People expect you to be okay, and you're not necessarily okay. And we need to do a better job of supporting cancer survivors in that time immediately after treatment when they're really putting the pieces of their life back together, but even in the long term as well, because the effects of cancer treatment last really for the rest of someone's life in many cases.
As someone who's been through it, Justin, what do you wish people knew about life after a cancer diagnosis?
The biggest thing that I want people to know about life after cancer diagnosis is that there is so much that you're never going to get back to normal, as many people expect you to. You're going to find a new normal or an act 2 or chapter 2 of your life, but you're never going to get back to the normal that in most cases you might not get back to the normal that you were before. While going through cancer was definitely the physically toughest thing I've ever done in my life, surviving cancer and living beyond cancer has been much more emotionally taxing than I ever thought it would be. I've experienced feelings of anxiety, depression, and PTSD since being told I was in remission about 3 years ago. And I found that this is something that's actually pretty common in cancer survivors, and we all need to band together to support these cancer survivors and let them know that they're not alone and that we're really all in this together.
So what can each of us do to provide more support for people living with cancer? Shelley?
Well, those of us who are caregivers, family members, friends, and advocates can really try to understand better the experience that cancer survivors have. I think we need to understand that that the effects are going to be with them for a long time, and we shouldn't just expect that because they've completed treatment that it's over. We can learn more about what the physical and mental and emotional side effects are and how we can better support them. We provide resources on our website, canceradvocacy.org/elevate, to help both patients and their family members navigate through the cancer experience, and also people who want to become advocates for cancer patients and cancer survivorship care. We're really grateful to Bristol-Myers Squibb for supporting our advocacy efforts around cancer survivorship.
Well, I am sure our listeners would like to get some more information. Justin, where can people go for more information and for some more support as well?
You can check out survivorshiptoday.com for the complete video series and other resources.
Thank you both for joining us, Shelley and Justin. Some great information. You've been listening to Health Professional Radio. I'm your host, Neil Howard. Audio copies of this conversation are available at hpr.fm and healthprofessionalradio.com.au. You can also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, listen in, download at SoundCloud, and be sure and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Health Professional Radio.